Today, a fun game of Pick the Premium with our two normal home cooks, but with a twist. Dig in, boys. You've got plate A and plate B and something in the middle of them to share between you. The question is, can you pick the premium? Today, what we mean by that is which has been prepared in the more premium kitchen appliance.
Oh, okay.
Jamie, you've got A.
One. Oh.
Mike, you've got B. It's kind of a sharing platter. In the middle, you've got Dunkers.
Right,
although
fine.
Jamie just used his fingers. Oh, we're going for different ones. Mike's starting with B.
Oh, shall I start with A? That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Hummus.
Chickpeas, correct. A chickpea dip. Both have been prepared with the same ingredients, same weights and measures.
Okay, the dunker is not going to help.
Oh, you're just going in with your fingers now.
Have you got a teaspoon?
Much more civilised, Jamie. I appreciate that.
Okay.
You know, like when
there's a
you're-
massive difference.
Is there? Yeah, I feel like one is much lumpier. And I feel like one has more flavour, like a deeper, more tahini sesame flavour.
Is it the smoother or the more coarse one that has the more flavour in your opinion?
I don't know if I want to tell you.
I mean, you completely ignored the celery sticks I gave you.
Oh, thank
okay.
God I can't
Oh.
see those.
So we need you to pick the premium. Having tasted them, I think you've sensed a difference. But which is coming from the more premium blender, A or B? You can now take off your blindfolds. You can't change your answer, but with what you can now see,
Oh, yes, there you go.
Oh, but yeah, that's why I can taste that difference, because I can also see that difference. Get that away from me.
quite an obvious difference in this first one, but have you both scribbled the same thing? Flip them round in 3, 2, 1.
B.
B.
Premium.
I can reveal you are spot on this round, and this is why.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
A is our budget option, Philips Pro Blend 1 litre blender, whereas B is the Vitamix Explorian E310 blender.
What I found most interesting is that there was absolutely nothing wrong with the hummus A.
No.
That is a perfectly lovely hummus.
It tasted lovely.
It's just when compared with B, you realise how much better B is.
Yeah, it's so smooth, but also, did you think that the B also tasted better? It
Yes.
wasn't just the difference. Yeah, it's almost like, those flavours were emulsified together better.
And creamier because of the starches coming from the bean. Not necessarily always the preferred option. Some people prefer a looser, coarser hummus.
I like a chunky hummus. Yeah.
However, there's stark differences in the consistency, but there's also stark differences in the power and the weight and the size of these machines. The budget one, a mere 450 watts, up against the Vitamix 1,380 watt power motor.
I want to hear them.
You want to hear,
them?
You want to hear it?
Let me hear yours.
Just want to check that was all she's got.
Okay.
Right, that was, yeah.
You say all she's got, Jay, but it does do 19,000 rotations a minute. How many more do you need?
How many can you do? I blew my blindfold away.
How many rotations is that?
More.
Right.
Interestingly, you're not paying for a quiet home.
You are paying for power.
Paying for power.
The Philips one comes with a 2-year warranty, whereas the Vitamix, this one comes with a 5-year warranty. So that in itself is a suggestion of its longevity. Hummus, obviously actually quite a chunky thing to put in a blender. Blenders normally for liquids, think smoothies, sauces, soups, purees, and very much on both cases, family size. Okay, so both a litre or more. So if you're making a smoothie, that's easily going to do 4 glasses or 5 glasses even of a 200ml smoothie.
In my mind, A is relative to a supermarket hummus. B is much more like a Turkish restaurant hummus.
Yeah.
And so therefore, I would say it is more than 50% better.
It's 50% of a more pleasurable experience in my
Yeah.
taste.
It's 15 times more expensive.
Go on, here's with prices.
So the budget one is just £28, whereas the Vitamix is £428.
It's a hell of a lot of money
Yeah.
when that does a good job. It does a good job.
You're paying for the fact that if it's a food and it's supposed to go in here, it will blend, and it will blend super smooth. Whereas there may be things that this struggles with to get the same sort of smoothness, but it will still do a job.
Yeah.
It depends on how it fits you as a cook in your house, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I also think for the majority of people, they're going to be looking at the lower end of the blender budget area. And that does a good job. It's just that does a superb job.
And just from ease of actual blending, the only other thing to point out is with hummus, while it's blending, the more expensive one, you've got the probe, which you can go in the top while it's blending, mix it around, push all the sides down and make sure that everything gets combined. Whereas the other one, you have to stop, take the lid off, push it down with a spatula and away you go again. So again, there are differences in the process of the blend as well. But the point is, even with blindfolds on, you tasted the difference. You both score a point and we move on to round 2.
We picked the preem.
We picked the cream.
We peed the B, the P the P.
Number 2, I've given you a fork, but A and B is in front of you. Dig in, see if you can work out what you're eating, and then we'll work out what has been made more premium.
Where is it?
Ebbers, what machine would you be using to make a salsa verde? Because in my mind, a blender.
So a blender, very much best used for lots of liquids, like smoothies and soups and purees, chickpeas with oil and tahini for sure. This is more like a mini chopper, where the ingredients you start to chop are solid when you start, so herbs and a little bit of onion and garlic and anchovy and the like. Lock in an answer A or B. Remember, you're looking to pick the premium. Which of these was made with a more premium mini chopper or equivalent? Mike, your turn to scribble. Jamie has already locked in quite confidently.
No.
No, just quite quickly then.
Yeah, quite quickly, not confidently. I think there are some differences,
I agree, there are some differences.
but I don't know whether I'm sensing those differences rather than actually tasting them.
Well, take your blindfolds off. You can't change your answers, but with sight added, would you?
There's not a huge amount of visual difference at all.
No, so I think there is.
Do you?
But I think there's colour differences.
You're spot on. There's quite a difference between those two colour greens, right?
One's darker.
You can't change your answers, so let's see what you wrote. In 3, 2, 1.
B.
A.
Why did you write down what you wrote?
I thought that A was slightly more bitter. And in my head, that might have meant that the mini chopper had to work harder to, bruise the herbs that were going into it.
I thought that the texture difference in A was, there were still lumps, tiny, but I felt that they were smaller than the ones in B. I'm talking tiny, tiny amounts, almost indistinguishable.
Well, I can reveal the more premium mini chopper was A, and for pretty much all the reasons you both agreed. Let me show you. A is the more premium Cuisinart Mini Prep Pro, whereas B is the Remix Mini Chopper. Now, on sight and touch and feel alone, there are quite stark differences just in build quality, but in theory, they both basically do the same thing. Blades spin in a small compact space and things chop.
Guys, what's the difference between chop and grind?
Have you not seen him on the dance floor?
I set them up, you knock them out the park.
Chop. Grind.
So one goes clockwise and one goes anti-clockwise.
Ready for the remix?
That sounds rudimentary.
There's no denying that when you pick it up and you kind of click it all into place, it feels pretty flimsy. However, with your blindfolds on, there wasn't a huge amount of difference between the two. What I would say is the more premium one with sharper blades, slightly faster, slightly more power, cuts through the herbs and gives you a finer result. And you're absolutely right, the cheaper, more budget one kind of bruises the herbs, which gives you a slightly darker, more oxidized color, and it doesn't taste as fresh.
But it's still not a massive difference.
I'd say you're looking at like 10% difference here.
Other things to look out for when you're buying these kind of mini choppers, stainless steel blades, which means they are sharp enough to go through fine herbs, but also firm enough to go through nuts, hard cheese, if you're making pestos or just chopped nuts, or even to crush ice. And you do kind of want something where the inside has got almost that ribbed effect, so it's kind of pushing stuff back down into it. Again, so you don't have to keep taking the lid off and pushing everything back down into it. And both models have the small hole in the top for additional slow drizzle of oil in, for example, in emulsification, or warm butter if you're making sauces that you want to whisk and dribble at the same time. It's doing the chopping. The cheap one, $13.99. So for just $13.99, it's more compact, it's a smaller space in your cupboard when you're not using it, it's one pulse touch, super simple, whereas the Cuisinart is 3.5 times the price at £50.
I don't think you're getting 3.5 times the experience in this setting.
No.
Obviously, I don't know how long that's going to last versus how long that's going to last. In this scenario, I would go for the cheaper one.
Whereas I think the mini chopper in my kitchen is the most frequently used appliance, and therefore part of me would actually think I'll spend £50 and make the assumption that this is going to last longer. It's slightly bigger volume as well, which is more helpful, and therefore I would make the investment because I use it so frequently.
Halfway through the game, and Mike is leading by a point. Let's see what we got for round 3.
Oh, the stakes are high.
Dig in, gents. A and B. Same rules apply. Same ingredients, same time and temperature.
Chips!
Different
Fries.
gadget. There is a little dip in the middle of the two of
Okay.
you if you fancy it. Yeah. Comment down below, you've only got sight alone, but can you tell the difference between A and B?
Ooh. Problem is, I don't know whether I've got good bits or, but I don't know how consistent they are.
No two potatoes are the same.
Yeah, and they don't all cook exactly the same, so there's going to be like crispy bits.
What I would say is they've both come out of the same bag of frozen French fries that have gone into the air fryer, and both have been shaken twice during their cooking time at 200 degrees Celsius.
Okay, we're doing air fries. Okay. I think there's a big difference.
I think there's a massive difference.
Now I'm intrigued to know what that difference is and which you think is more premium.
The difference is flavour.
Really?
Yeah, there is. One's got a real
Weird.
bitteriness to it.
I'm not even sure it's bitter.
It's not pleasant.
It's almost soapy.
Was it new?
Yeah, out of the box new. You probably should have burnt off the engine oil.
Ah, that'd be it.
That's exactly what it tastes like. Yeah.
You spotted the subtle difference on flavour. Let's move on to texture.
Is that your ranch?
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, it is.
That's your ranch.
That's why it's so delicious.
Okay, enough chip dipping.
Enough chip chat.
And scribble down which you think is the most premium air fryer. Again, by premium in definition, we're just talking about the most expensive today. Take the blindfolds off, see if there is any visual difference. Well, I can definitely see which is the favourite.
It's not actually.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference.
Flip your boards in 3, 2, 1.
I think the premium one was B.
I think the premium end is D. 2.
B was crispier.
Yep.
And therefore made me feel like they had been, maybe had more ventilation in the air fryer. They'd been more well done than A, even though B had a horrible machiney taste.
It almost like weirdly soapy.
Interesting observations. I can reveal the premium air fryer
I feel like we both got this wrong.
I feel like we definitely have.
is A. And let me show you why.
Wow.
You are, however, 100% correct on the taste of B, because that is our budget option, the Midea Compact 2-litre air fryer that we have just bought, and as per package instructions, should have washed before use.
Lovely. I can't wait for that to come out the other end.
It's 1,150 watt power. It's got a single non-stick basket that you pull out. Multiple options on top, but essentially very simple in operation. It's got an on timer and a temperature. That's it. Whereas A is actually the more premium. It's the one we have owned for a while. It's the Instant Vortex Plus air fryer. It's about 50% more wattage power. It's got see-through windows, so you can see in and monitor the cooking, the light function, and much more control over time and temperature.
So in terms of the cooking variability between the two, how long, what temperature?
So we did both at the same temperature, 200 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
But the more premium one heated up much quicker. So even though it is a larger cabinet, it got to temperature much quicker. However, I then put the fries in both baskets, the same quantity of fries in both, whilst the smaller basket was slightly more full. There was plenty of space in the other one, but we wanted the same volume of fries. And then because the more premium cooked quicker, it was waiting a little bit longer before we served both to you together. So that might have a bearing on the drying out and the less crispy. Other interesting observations, the more premium one has a lot of extra usability prompts built in. So it will tell you when it's preheated. It will tell you halfway through your cooking time when to turn things over if you want. And you also have the option of doing any number of different controls. However, the smaller, cheaper one, the basket is dishwasher safe. On the more premium one, it's not. Budget one, 35 quid. Whereas the more premium option, £109. So pretty much 3 times the price.
When we bought an air fryer, I wanted the functionality. I wanted to be able to change the temperature. I wanted that control. I wanted the presets for air fry or dehydrate or bake or roast, all of those kind of things. And therefore it was more expensive, but if I was buying something to be easier and more convenient, I wanted to make sure that I got that from it.
And I think that boils down to buy what you need, because yes, the dehydrate or the proving drawer or to literally hot hold steaks until you're ready, or even to bring steaks up to the perfect temperature, you can do that if the scale goes low enough and or high enough. Whereas if you're just going to use it to air fry a lot of products that just need to go through an oven, it's going to speed up the cooking and be ready for you. How often do you use your air fryer on the dehydrate mode?
Oh, not once.
No.
Not once.
But do you use do you use the roasting presets and
Yes.
those things? Oh, so they do. So
Yeah.
it's worth having. Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see have the fries come out of this one immediately, or do you know what I mean? Like if they were hot held as well. I mean that's a really useful function.
And by that I mean I kind of messed up that experiment, both on the pre-wash and the timings. So over to you guys in the comments, which one do you think is worth the money?
Have you got one more for us?
If you'd like it. Yeah!
Stand out, please. Oh gosh. We can't move. We're locked in.
Boys, you got A and B.
Right. I'm very happy about it. One's so much. Is one of yours dribbling more?
They're both dribbling.
Okay, I'm just going to go.
Oh, that disappeared.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
Yep, got it. Locked in.
you're locked in.
I'm locked in.
You're locked in.
From 2,
Slurps.
2 sucks.
I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? Hot summer's day, ice cream melts a bit quicker than you want. You're trying to have a conversation, you're trying to get your perfect selfie, and it's dribbling down your arm. Jay, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that one ice cream is smoother than the other ice cream, and I'm getting more like ice crystals in one of the ice creams.
I'm feeling the same. I actually feel like the mouthfeel of one of them is better. In that it's, again, creamier, it's thicker, it's smoother, it's more like gelato, whereas the other one is like frozen custard.
Sounds like you got the answer. I just need you to scribble down the boards, A or B. Please pick the premium. Which one came out of the more premium ice cream machine?
Edwards, there is an issue with that.
Have you never held 2 cones in one hand? It's like when you go to the bar. There we go. You can hold 2 pints in one hand. Why
But
can't
I
you
can't see to pick up a pen, and then I can't also know where the whiteboard is.
Oh,
Whose problem's that? Not mine. I'm perfectly...
Oh, it's so sticky.
Go. Have you both scribbled something down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, with your spare hand, take your blindfolds off. You've both locked in an answer. You've both shuffled your hands and your cones and or put one on top of the other, so it's probably irrelevant. Should we see what you wrote down?
I think the premium was A.
A.
You both guessed the premium as A.
It's so much smoother. The other one tasted like it had been frozen. You got a few bits of icicles, I guess. They're like nothing you can bite through, but you just sensed the ice through it.
Slightly less sticky. I can reveal that the premium ice cream machine was A.
Good.
Spot on.
Point.
Let me show you them. A is indeed the premium. This is the Magimix Gelato Expert, a machine we've had for quite some time. And B is the TZS First Austria ice cream maker 1 litre. Now you obviously tasted and felt the difference of the two machines and picked your smoother, almost gelato kind of result for sure. Now seeing the machines, lifting them, playing with them, seeing them, what are the differences?
Oh, that is really heavy. That's very heavy.
All right, this is really heavy as well.
So they're both heavy.
Do they both freeze the ice creams?
Yes, so both of these have the cooling capacity built into them. So the compressor, one is 100 watts, where one is 180 watts, the more premium one. But I think the biggest difference is the volume. So the Magimix can do 2 litres in that, so it is twice the size and capacity compared to the 1 litre cheaper option. However, the more premium one is also a couple of kilos heavier. It's 4,000 cubic centimetres bigger in terms of workspace, and if you're keeping it in storage. But we put identical ice cream mix into both, identical volume, we did the same volume of each, and they both made and stopped the churn at about the same time.
Really?
46 minutes, like within a minute or two of each other.
Wow.
So on point.
Good.
What was interesting was the cheaper one gave it more volume. So it actually mixed it and churned it a bit quicker in terms of speed of rotation, and it added a bit more air into it. So when you tasted it, it was softer, almost Mr. Whippy-esque.
Yeah.
And because of the air and the way it melts on your tongue, almost sweeter. Whereas the more premium was a slower churn, still 46 minutes, but it was churning slower. And as a result, you get more of a gelato kind of consistency that melts slower and doesn't seem to be as sweet. The other thing to point out is the making process. Once you have made your litre of ice cream, the silver canister basically pops straight out, right? And you can take out the middle spindle and then you can scoop straight out the bowl. Whereas this one, the more premium version, the Magimix, you actually have to unscrew the whole thing from top to bottom. The whole thing comes out. It's a bit more fiddly. I would say the Magimix is more geared up for making large volume frequently, perhaps if you own a small establishment or cafe or pub, or you're just a really keen ice cream maker, you're making stuff for the freezer. Whereas the other one, I feel is more domestic.
Hit me with the price, Ebbers.
Lots of discussion points at play here, but the Magimix is just shy of £450. It has been on the market for a long time. It was one of the first ones that had the compressor built in that was a sensible kind of domestic. We've reviewed it. We think it's good. We've used it for years. Therefore, we know it lasts for years. Fast forward many years, other brands can jump in and leapfrog some of that development, and technology gets cheaper, which is why you can pick up the budget one for £100. So,
wow.
You know, the premium is 4.5 times more expensive, but it does twice the volume and gave you a smoother ice cream.
If you just want to make ice cream, this is it.
That's gonna.
If you've got a little
100% do the
person
job.
inside you that's like, no, you have to make the best you can, and you can afford it, this is a cracking purchase.
Which means, Mike, you are fractionally better than Jamie at identifying premium kitchen appliances with your blindfold on. But comment down below, of those appliances, would you skew towards the premium or the cheaper options? Comment down below.
And if you want to see us do this again, let us know which appliances we should test, because I've had a great time and it's been fascinating.
It has been fascinating.